Hi my little shardies, welcome and welcome back. This is Christina with Are Online. Today I'm participating in a tag from Michaela Renee called This or That. So as I'm reading and answering the questions, I'm going to be working out of Fairy Celebrations by Klara Markova, and I'm going to be finishing up this image that I was working on in another tag video. So I'm going to be embellishing and finishing some of the stuff that needs to be finished on this side of the page. Let me zoom in real good. Alright, I am using SJ Starjoys, or I have been to this point, so I'll use them on the butterfly. Alright, I will leave a link to Michaela Renee's channel below. Please check her out. And I'm going to tag anybody who would like to participate in this tag. Alright, so as I color this ladybug right here, I'm going to be using 166 and 136 for now. And these are the SJ Starjoy Deli pencils. So the first question is alcohol markers or water-based markers? And for me, it's going to be alcohol-based markers. I love the way they blend. And if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely choose alcohol-based. However, they bleed through most coloring books. So, you know, there's a time and a place to use them, and that's where the water-based markers come in. You know, if you're working directly in a coloring book, especially if it's a double-sided layout, then I would definitely use watercolor markers, or water-based, I'm sorry, not watercolor, water-based markers. That said, I usually color with colored pencils or distress inks or Inktense, something along those lines, but that's where water-based markers would come in. Right, I'm going to now use 116 and 113. Second question, Jade Summer grayscale or Jade Summer line art? I really like Jade Summer's grayscale images, so I prefer her grayscale over her line art. So if I had to choose, that's what I would choose for that. I'm going to go in with 124 and darken that area up just a little bit. Prismacolor or Polychromos? I'm definitely a Prismacolor person. That said, part of the reason why is because I am so familiar with the color combinations I use, and I can tell what kind of pencil or what color pencil it is by just a glance. I don't have a lot of thought process that I have to do in using that, so that may have spoiled me just a little bit on the Prismacolors. And I don't think I've experimented enough on different papers with my other color pencils, hence right now why I'm using the SJ Starjoy Delis. I wanted to try something different, and I had opened this book and I was working on another image a couple of days ago, and my Prismacolors were in use, and I didn't want to mix up the colors that I was using and have to fish them back out of my case, so I just grabbed my case of Polychromos and I was coloring right in this book, Fairy Celebrations, and I realized that I love the way the Polychromos felt on this paper. So lesson learned, try different colored pencils in different books, and even ones that you may not have thought that you love, you may fall in love with. Alright, so now as I finish up this video, I'm going to be using this gold Sparkle Pop for my embellishments. I'm not going to do any stickles or anything like that right now, because I haven't finished some of the pages prior to this, and I don't want to have rough paper as I try to color moving forward. So I'm just going to use, like, from the embellishment sticking up. And I just want to show you guys one other thing. The light kind of washes out your image when it's laying flat, so that's what it currently looks like. Alright, the next question is Hanna Carlson or Maria Trolle? And I would say for me, I have both their books. I like both artists, but if I had to choose one, I would choose Hanna Carlson. I just started coloring in her Midnight Masquerade book actually last night, so hopefully you'll be seeing some images from her books coming out on my channel soon. Maybe some color alongs. Let me know if you guys would like that. The next question is color by number or non-color by number. And for me, I'm going to say non-color by number, but that is only because I haven't had an opportunity to do any color by numbers. I have one color by number book, and I didn't even get through matching the colors I would want to use in this book before I got interrupted and had to move on, and I never went back to it to finish what I was doing. So I would say for now it's non-color by number, but my tastes are always changing in coloring books and habits. So who knows, maybe in a couple weeks I'll be all about the color by number. Next question, mandalas or patterns? And the answer for me is again really easy, mandalas. I do not do pattern books. You'll see that in some of my previous videos. I don't like anything that's heavily patterned. I don't like the whole wallpaper thing. I get bored with coloring it after a little while. And I'm not really quite sure how to color a heavily patterned book. If I'm being completely honest with you, it intimidates me a little bit. I'd rather color a mandala, but not a basic mandala either. I like the more creative ones with the different shapes or scenes in the middle of them. Definitely like that type of mandala. Double-sided or single-sided books. I like both kinds of books, but I think that single-sided books offer you a lot more flexibility in the mediums that you use in the books. So on this one, I'm not going to particularly choose whether I like single or double-sided. What I don't like though is images that come into the spine of the book and then you have to color into the spine. So it doesn't matter to me if they're double-sided or single-sided as long as they're not completely into the spine of the book. And paper is more important to me than if the image is double-sided or single-sided. This is where we're at with this. Ohuhu markers or Cali art markers? I prefer Ohuhu markers, and the reason why is because I love the brush nib on an Ohuhu marker. I like it way better than the Cali art markers, but I believe the Cali art markers have a great color range to them. So I actually have both. I use both. I think the Cali arts have a lot of lighter colors in their biggest collection, so a lot of like the pastel colors already are in there, so I definitely like that about the Cali arts. But I love the brush nib on the Ohuhu markers. I actually like the brush nib on Ohuhu markers better than Copics. Don't shoot me, guys, just saying. I love the way the Ohuhu markers feel. That said, you can't buy just one Ohuhu marker. You have to buy the entire set, so that is why I have some Copics. Color by number white backgrounds or color by number black backgrounds. And if I did a color by number, I think I would prefer to do a black background. I probably should do these as water drops over here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make it easy on myself. Morning coloring, white Posca pen or white Jelly Roll gel pens? The answer is usually a white Posca pen. That said, lately I've been using white gel pens, but I prefer like a finer tipped white Posca pen over a gel pen. It's just the last couple times I've opened my gel pen, I've had an issue with it's not working properly and I have to get another one. Morning coloring or night coloring? Definitely hands down night coloring. I'm not a morning person at all. I am a very creative night hawk, and I see all these individuals doing live streams and there's no way in my household I would be able to do a live stream, especially during the day. If I thought people would be interested in a live stream sometime in the middle of the night, I would probably attempt to do that if they didn't mind an occasional cat popping in on the stream. But definitely a night colorist. Jade Summer Chibi Girls or April Amber Chibi Girls? I don't usually color too many chibi girls, but I would definitely say Jade Summer. Next question, Alan Robert or Emily Lydahl Auberg. I like both of their work, but they're completely different genres. So I would say probably Emily Lydahl Auberg if I had to choose between the two. I'm going to use 111 now. Having double images in books or having one copy of each photo in books? Ooh, that's a trick question. I like I like both. That's hard. It depends on what I'm doing. It depends on how complicated the images are. If it's a really intricate image, then I would say one of each. But if it's something that, you know, you could experiment a little on, practice new things on, then I would say 2 images of each. So like if it was Mythomorphia or something like that, I couldn't see 2 of each. That said, I would just buy a second book. So I will go with that answer, which is a combination of both. I'm sorry, I know it's supposed to be this or that, but for me, it depends on the artist. All right, the next question is Johanna Basford or Kirby Rosanes? And this is a harder answer than it used to be. I'll just put it that way. And it is going to be Kirby Rosanes. He is one of my favorite illustrators of all time. He is the reason that I began adult coloring. My first real adult coloring book was Mythomorphia by Kirby, so I'm gonna say Kirby. That said, there's definitely a place on my bookshelf for Johanna Basford. It's just if I had to choose between the two, it's gonna be Kirby. Pastel backgrounds or acrylic paint backgrounds? I'm not really that great at backgrounds to begin with, so I'm just gonna throw that out there, but I do like how quick a soft pastel background is, particularly in my pan pastels. So I'm going to go with a pastel background, but I do have a lot of images where I had done an acrylic paint background. It just takes a little bit of time for me to do that. Hanna Lynn or Jasmine Beckett Griffith? And I'm going to say on this one, Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I like Hanna Lynn a lot, but I also like Jasmine, so I'm going to go with her. I'm not sure if she has the Strangelings, if that's a coloring book, but if it is, can you guys let me know in the comment box below? I thought I had saw something a couple months ago about that being a coloring book, and then I tried to find one, and I couldn't find anything on it, but I would like to get that book if she makes it into a coloring book. Ordering from Amazon or Etsy? Ooh, these are some hard questions. I order from both. It depends on what I'm ordering. If I am ordering art supplies in general, probably Amazon. If I am ordering books from other countries, like unique coloring books, or I'm just ordering like PDFs, then it's definitely Etsy all the way. I feel like Etsy is way more creative with its content, so you're getting something a little more than, you know, Create Space Paper with the coloring books. So I definitely think I prefer Etsy for my coloring books, especially the lesser known ones, and then Amazon for most of my art supplies, colored pencils, stuff of that nature. Glitter pens or stickles? Both. Like right now I just use glitter pens, but I probably will add stickles at a later point in time. The only reason I didn't add stickles in this image is because it raises the paper, and I'm not done the images moving, you know, further forward in the book, so I don't want to flatten out the stickles. So yeah, so both, but if I had to absolutely choose one or the other, it's probably stickles. Hardback or soft cover. I have many in both that I love. Again, like my Kirby books, those are soft covered, but I'm working right now in this beautiful hard-covered book by Klara Markova. So I would say if I had to choose, I don't know, this one's hard because you can't flip the cover around on a hardcover book, but I think on my shelf I definitely like seeing the hard-covered books. I feel they look a little bit more adultish. So I'm going to go with hardcover, but you know, that's a variable on there. And I definitely like the spiral bound ones that you can flip open all the way. Again, I like to color sometimes in some in bed or something like that, where it's just easier to be able to flip that cover over and have that chipboard backing on it. And the last question is simple pages or intricate pages. And because I'm never quite take the easy way out here, I'm going to say definitely prefer intricate pages. I don't know why I like to be challenged a lot when I color. So, and I know this is going to sound really weird, but I find that the intricate pages for me are sometimes easier to color than the simple pages. Some of the simple pages, I look at it, I just don't know what to do with it. So I know that sounds really weird, and I'm okay with that. I'm owning it. And that is all the questions in this coloring tag. And I will go ahead and post this picture on my Facebook page and my Instagram page. So make sure you hop on over to both. You can find the links in the About section of my channel. If you like what you see, make sure you hit like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you're told each and every time I post a new video. As always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, color happy, and remember, shh, it's our little secret.